Heung-min Son does it again at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Spurs left it late, grabbing an 86th minute winner. Heung-min Son is now Tottenham's fifth all-time record goal scorer, and Spurs remain fifth because Aston Villa beat Wolves 2-0 on Saturday evening.
Chris Cowlin. Fan cams. Club news. Transfer news. Match previews. Legend interviews. Spurs winning. Press conferences. Covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. So this is another episode of Spurs in the Media, where I'll be going through all of today's newspapers, looking at all of the player ratings and all of the articles from today's national press. Of course, Tottenham Hotspur beat Luton 2-1 in the Premier League on Saturday afternoon. Spurs remain fifth in the table. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's get straight into it. Let's start with a report from the Sunday Express today. And it says here, Johnson sparks Spurs and gives a lift to old pals. Brennan Johnson came off the bench to spark Spurs to victory and give his old club Nottingham Forest a big boost in their fight for survival. Injury hit Luton Town took a third-minute lead through Chong from a Ross Barkley pass and went toe-to-toe with Tottenham with brave man-marking tactics. But in a bad week for Welsh football after they failed to qualify for Euro 2024, Johnson's half-time introduction changed the game and condemned compatriot Rob Edwards to a painful defeat. And after the game, Rob Edwards said, "I feel sick right now. We've got to turn around quickly. It doesn't get any easier. We'll try it and go again." In the report, it says the victory keeps Ange Postecoglou's side in the hunt for a Champions League place, but Luton's 8th defeat in 10 games sees them slip back into the bottom three below Nottingham Forest on goal difference. Now, on Saturday, Heung-min Son, of course, got Tottenham's winner. He is now Tottenham's fifth all-time record goal scorer. Postecoglou hailed the outstanding Son after the Spurs captain netted his 160th Tottenham goal. Of course, he is now behind Harry Kane on 280, Jimmy Greaves on 268, Bobby Smith on 208, and Martin Shivers on 174. Postecoglou said he is outstanding. He keeps delivering when we need him. He has been there for us. He's a credit to himself and a credit to this club. Also in the report from the Sunday Express, it says Son scored twice during the international break for South Korea in World Cup qualifiers, and yesterday took his tally to 24 for club and country this season. Heung-min Son, after the game, said, "I didn't realise how many goals I'd actually scored. I want to thank everyone who I've played alongside and coached me for their big effort." So the player ratings from the Sunday Express today, they have given Vicario a 7 out of 10, Pedro Porro a 7, Romero a 6, Dragushin a 6, Udogi a 5, Basuma a 5, Sarr a 5. They've given Lo Celso sub a 5, Kulusevski a 5, sub Brennan Johnson a 7, James Maddison a 6, Bentancur sub a 5, Timo Werner a 6, and Heung-min Son a 7. Man of the match, Brennan Johnson, it says here, injected pace and urgency. Now for a report from the Sunday Times today, and it says here, Son and Johnson come to the rescue of labouring Tottenham. Heung-min Son's 86th minute winner took a deflection before creeping in a scruffy Tottenham Hotspur victory where they huffed and puffed and just about got over the line. Now for a report from the Mail on Sunday today, and it's got this picture here of Heung-min Son celebrating Tottenham's winner, of course scoring in the 86th minute. It says here, Marathon Man Son the saviour for Spurs again. After covering more than 14,000 air miles and scoring goals in Bangkok and Seoul, you could have forgiven Heung-min Son if weariness was creeping into his muscles as the clock ticked into the 86th minute. Also in the report from the Mail on Sunday, it says, even so, he summoned the energy for one more run. Tottenham had been hammering away at Luton's depleted team for much of the second half, having gone behind early in the game and then equalising soon after half-time. But the visitors had been on the attack searching for a winner when Heung-min Son collected the ball, drove forward, released Timo Werner and kept on running. Timo Werner found a change of pace and delivered a low cross from the left. Brennan Johnson nudged it back towards his captain and Heung-min Son found the net with the help of a deflection. Now, the player ratings from the Mail on Sunday today, they have given Vicario a 6.5, Pedro Porro a 7.5, Christian Romero a 6.5, Dragushin a 6, Udogi a 6, Sarr a 7, Lo Celso sub a 6, Basuma a 6.5, Madison a 6, Sub Bentancur a 6, Kulusevski a 6. They have given Heung-min Son an 8. They have given Brennan Johnson sub a 7.5. And they have given Timo Werner a 7. They have also given a rating to Ange Postecoglou, 7 out of 10. Now for a report from the Sun newspaper, and it says here, Brend on a high, Johnson key in win. Brennan Johnson went some way by easing his Wales pain by getting Tottenham out of jail off the bench again. Now the match stats, Tottenham Hotspur had 17 shots to Luton's 7. Shots on target, Spurs had 4 to Luton's 3. Possession, Spurs had 70% of the ball to Luton's 30%. Passes, Tottenham Hotspur 609 to Luton's 254. Completed passes, Spurs 515 to Luton's 176. Touches in the opposition box, Spurs had 51 to Luton's 11. Corners, Spurs had 3 to Luton's 6. Fouls conceded, Spurs 16, Luton 14. Yellow cards, Spurs 2, Luton 4. Attendance 61,534. Total match time 102 minutes 5 seconds. Ball in play time 52 minutes 46 seconds. Now, some interesting stats published by the Sun newspaper today. 5 of Heung-min Son's 15 goals for Tottenham in the Premier League this season have been the winning goal. No other player has more. And no side has benefited from more own goals in the Premier League this season than Tottenham, which of course is 4. Now for reports from the Sunday Mirror, the Daily Star and the People. They are all exactly the same articles. It says here, Johnson just sublime. Brennan Johnson leads Spurs fight back and does Forest huge favour. Brennan Johnson came off the bench to spark Spurs to victory and give his old club Nottingham Forest a big boost in their fight for survival. Now, a couple of stats here. Spurs are unbeaten in 11 league games against Luton, winning 7 and drawing 4, and completed their first league double over them since 1983-1984 season. Luton are just the third Premier League side to lose 3 successive games in which they led at half-time after Aston Villa in May 2021. No side has benefited from more own goals in the Premier League this season than Spurs, which of course is 4, as I mentioned earlier. Luton have won just 1 of their 17 top-flight away games at Tottenham, drawing 4 and losing 12, beating them 3-1 in November 1985, and since beating Brighton 4-0 in January, Luton are without a win in their last 9 Premier League games, drawing 3 and losing 6. Now, in these articles from The People, The Sunday Mirror and The Daily Star, they have given star man to Brennan Johnson. They have stated Welshman injected pace and urgency down Spurs' right after half-time introduction and changed the game. Now, the player ratings, Vicario and Pedro Porro both with 7s. Romero, Dragushin both with 6s. Udogi a 5. Basuma a 5. Sarr a 5. Kulusevski a 5. Madison a 6. Timo Werner a 6. Heung-min Son a 7. Subs ratings, Brennan Johnson a 7. Lo Celso a 5. Bentancur a 5. Richarlison a 5. And Højbjerg a 5. Next up for Spurs, West Ham away on Tuesday evening. Now let's hear from Ange Postecoglou. This is what he had to say in his post-match press conference.
I thought performance was good. I think we made the game pretty difficult for ourselves. I mean, we'd certainly had enough chances, and controlled the game pretty much from start to finish. But obviously, when the scoreline is as it is, disappointing goal we conceded. That's probably the only disappointing thing of the day. I just thought it was preventable. So, but aside from that, I thought Yeah, I thought the lads really handled it really well in the second half. You know, there's obviously a bit of anxiety around the place. Every game now, not just for us, for every club, has sort of extra significance. And I thought the lads stayed really calm through that process, kept playing our football, kept probing, and eventually got the rewards. Yeah, no, he was good. You know, we felt in the first half, Decky, was probably coming inside a little bit too much, and we thought, Timo was certainly getting some opportunities on the left-hand side. If we got Brendan on the right side, I think we thought he could be equally a threat, and I thought both wingers in the second half were outstanding.
And just a really good second half, but not the first half with that goal. It's clearly that's an area that you sort of want to change.
I don't know. No, not really. The disappointing thing about the first half was the goal we conceded. Our football was good. We created good chances. I mean, we had one-on-ones and we hit the post. They blocked quite a few shots. They defended desperately. I think overall there was nothing wrong with our football. The goal we conceded, that was poor, and that's something we need to address. But with a lot of our football, becomes a war of attrition. We need to put pressure on the opposition because we know we're going to run out games really strongly. And I thought we made Luton work really hard in the first half, and I thought you saw in the last sort of 10-15 minutes, they kind of paid a price for that.
Do you see a pattern, Andrew, with the kind of Brentford, Brighton, Palace games that they felt similar to today, or do you think there's a trend there?
No, I don't, mate, because the trend for me goes beyond what's happening right now. I can understand people kind of look for threads, but I'm just looking at the overall picture, and you put aside the results or the manner in which we're winning games and just looking at the performances. And I think if you're talking about those three games, they've all been a little bit different in the context of the opposition we were facing and how we played. Like I said, I thought today, the one disappointing thing was the goal we conceded. Apart from that, I thought the game pretty much went as I hoped it would. Obviously, if we got an early goal, that would open them up and made the game easier for us. But winning the way we did is not a bad thing either.
You mentioned there the difference with Krzyzewski, the way he plays, compared to Johnson, and obviously Spurs have been threatening the second half. Is that a game state thing, just playing in different ways for different opponents, that sort of thing?
No. Our wingers should be playing the same way. I think Decky kind of tried to get maybe too involved in the game a little bit and went looking for the ball because, he's that kind of player. He wants to be on the ball all the time, and I just thought we needed a different structure in the second half. But it's not about the individual players. There's still a structure there that they have to follow, and I thought it was really important. Like I said, we could see on our side, by Timo being wide, he had 2 or 3 really good opportunities, and we weren't getting the same joy on the other side. And I think it's because Decky was kind of coming inside looking for the ball, and with Brennan's pace, and he's got really good quality delivery. He gets in the box. I just thought it was a game that was going to be good for him when he came on.
Is it because it feels like that's when Spurs have been at their best of the seasons, when you've got those wingers out there hugging the touch and the other ones coming in. Does that feel like the template or where you think that the team have been at their best?
Well, that's part of sort of our attacking template. It's not everything, but there's if you're looking for trends or consistencies, that's kind of one area where we haven't really nailed yet, but I can see sort of green sprouts of growth there, where we've scored quite a few goals like that now, and we've got quite a few crosses from that area today, which was good to see, and not all of them worked out, but scored one, a couple of good saves, one got, I don't know how one didn't even go in, so I think there's something there.
Son's gone above Jeff Jones in the all-time list of Spurs scorers. 160 goals. I know he's playing through the middle today, but a lot of those goals have come out wide.
Yeah.
Can you sort of put it into context?
Yeah, outstanding. I think the thing about Sonny is that irrespective of what position you play him or, whatever game it is, he has this really high level of expectation on himself to be the best he can be all the time, and it's very hard to be like that. It's so often it's a lot easier to sort of try and get comfortable in a state of being, whether it's a player or as a person, because he's done an awful lot already. But he wants to maintain the highest possible standard every time he plays, and you see that with his football, with his efforts, with his leadership now. So it's all kind of encompassing, and look, he's been a brilliant player for this football club for a long time, and hopefully many years to come. And again, I thought he was really good today. He was a bit unlucky with a couple of chances. Hit the post, a couple of good saves, but when we needed him, he was there and he got the job done.
It was a good end to a difficult week for Brennan against Tottenham players. Did he need any lifting at all against this?
No, I know you want me to give them all a cuddle, mate. I know you're always concerned about our players, but I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time. There's 25 beautiful souls in my dressing room, and I just don't have the time to get around them. It's football, It's a hard business. There's ups, there's downs, and you just got to deal with them sometimes. And I think. Brennan probably, obviously, like Benny, and they felt the pain of missing out on a major competition. But being a professional footballer is that you use that as a motivation to go out there next time and make sure that. I'm sure Brennan's got another couple of tournaments in him. The next time he becomes the one that gets them there.
And I was just going to ask you about Sonny as well. He travels more than most in these international breaks. So can you give us an idea of sort of what that means to him? Does he ever feel like he's tired and he's punching for a rest or anything?
I'm sure he feels tired. Yeah, absolutely. It's tough. I mean, I was, when I was national team coach of Australia, we had quite a few players obviously playing over this side of the world, and you talk to them. I mean, Miller's a classic example of that, and he'll tell you, you'd come back and, they're long trips, there's time difference. But like I said before, that he never looks for those clutches, Sonny. For him, it's, I'm available. I want to play to the highest possible level, and he keeps doing it. And look, playing for his national team is hugely important to him. Playing for this football club is hugely important to him, and he wouldn't compromise either by letting his standards drop. He gets on with it, and we try and look after him the best way we can. And like I said, the proof is in what he produces.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week. Come on, you Spurs.